Star Wars The Rise of Skywalker is now just a little less than 2 months away from its official release by Disney and Lucasfilm, J.J. Abrams, and creator George Lucas. That is all set and ready to serve as the culmination of the Skywalker saga to end everything that started back in 1977. This is Mike Zero. Make sure to subscribe if you're new to the channel for future Star Wars content. Now, what's really exciting about Episode 9 is that we do know that J.J. Abrams is, of course, going to be introducing many different pieces of nostalgia that will be inserted into this film in different ways that will benefit the characters of Rey and Kylo Ren. And with that being said, this movie does have a lot of potential to mark itself down as the best film of the sequel trilogy, without a doubt. Now, with that being said, Palpatine's return truly is the driving force for the hype of this movie. The fact that Ian McDiarmid is back once more is also a plus as well. Now, these past couple of weeks or so, we've been learning a whole lot more about this film, and when it all comes down to one of the concept art descriptions, this is where things begin to get very exciting for Episode 9. Now, specifically, what's really intriguing about all of this is that shot descriptions consisting of a sequence where it's explained that both Rey, Kylo Ren, and Palpatine are said to be inside of his throne room, where Sidious is said to be revealing his plans and his end game with his new Sith Empire and his way of ruling the entire galaxy. It's described that while Palpatine is giving this lecture to both Rey and Kylo Ren about his new Sith Empire, is that Sidious is said to be hooked up to a large crane system, while putting both Rey and Kylo Ren into a force stasis state, where they are unable to move. It's explained that Palpatine unveils that not only does he plan to use his Death Star 3 technology embedded within his Star Destroyers to destroy the surface of many worlds throughout the galaxy, but that he also has plans to develop another Death Star based on his original failsafe for the second Death Star that was destroyed during the events of Episode 6. The third Death Star would hold a brand new design where Palpatine is said to show them a hologram of the third Death Star design that is currently not under construction, but is planned to be built by his new Sith Empire once the First Order and the Resistance are wiped out. Now, it's explained that many planets on the hologram are seen as targets, such as Coruscant, Tatooine, and even Hoth, that is said to be a part of Palpatine's plan to not only create another Death Star, but to also create another clone army that will respond to his every command. So let's go over a couple of parts about this and as to why this really does speak volumes by JJ. Now, you can see that there is, of course, a big element here of repeating the past, without a doubt. I know a lot of fans are going to start rolling their eyes like, oh, another Death Star. Keep in mind that there is not going to be a Death Star as the main weapon in The Rise of Skywalker per se, but that at the very end of the movie, within the final scene between Rey, Kylo, and Palpatine, is that Palpatine unveils that he indeed has plans to create a third Death Star weapon to actually take on the entire galaxy and to destroy as many worlds as he wants to. But for the time being, he's going to be using Death Star 3 technology from his original Death Star 3 plans that he had during the events of Episode 6 that he was never able to actually utilize. That's actually going to be used from the Star Destroyers to wipe out the surface of many worlds. Not only that, but Palpatine also plans to destroy worlds such as Tatooine, Hoth, and even Coruscant that's actually said to be projected on the map. So what's really intriguing about this is that Palpatine is said to be hooked up to a crane system. Now, we've heard about this crane system for a very long time now, for about 6 months give or take, that Palpatine is going to be hooked up to some kind of machine in this movie, in, of course, Episode 9. And this machine, you can see it oh so slightly in the final trailer of The Rise of Skywalker. If you look all the way over to the left, you can see that Palpatine is indeed hooked up to that large crane system that actually hooks up to the ceiling of his throne room. Now, what I like about this is that there's actually said to be 2 different rooms that Palpatine is going to be in The Rise of Skywalker in his own hideout. He has a throne room that is all made out of stone, and then the other of which is actually a place where he's actually hooked up to a crane system, where he's actually also in a medical bed in the very beginning of this movie, where Kylo Ren discovers him next to his Sith loyalists. So the fact that Palpatine also has a plan in place to not only destroy Tatooine, Hoth, Coruscant, and many other worlds that we all know and love, but he also has a plan in place to create a new clone army. Now, once again, this is bringing us back to the prequel trilogy era, where the clone army was a thing. The fact that they are trying to do that once again in The Rise of Skywalker, at least in the form of reference material, where Palpatine is essentially laying out his endgame to both Rey and Kylo Ren and what he plans to do, not just with his new empire, but also with the entire galaxy, really is a big deal by Abrams. It really is, because it tells us that he wants to at the very least, show us what Palpatine's motive really is, exactly what he wants to do with the entire galaxy, that now that he has been hiding for 30 plus years over in the unknown regions, and that the Resistance and the First Order, mind you, have already discovered the world of Exegol. So anyways, guys, drop a comment below, let me know what you think about all of this in the comments, and if you guys did enjoy the content for today, do make sure to drop a thumbs up on this video to support the channel. I thank you all so very much for the kind support, and I'll catch you guys next time.
Gun in hand, we are alone again. No, I'm not the one. From night to moon, we hear them moans again. No.